Hey guys, welcome back! I cannot wait for today's episode because by the end of today we should see this whole first section of Lower Town in all its glory. The healer hut, the details and decorations I want to add, there's a lot to get done today. And as always, when there's a lot to get done, we just need to pick a place and start. So I think we are going to be starting things off with our healer hut. That way we know what we're detailing around, which should make everything that little bit easier. So let's channel our inner witch and get building. Feeling a bit rough? Got a persistent cough? One visit to Healer Morrigan's and you'll be feeling right as rain. Is the general ambience a bit witchy? Absolutely, but don't let that bother you. As long as you've got the emeralds to spend, they'll be more than happy to brew you a custom potion that definitely won't turn you into a frog. But animal transformations aside, let's take a quick tour, and I do mean quick, since this is only a very small little building. But ultimately, that is exactly what I wanted. I was trying to go for a kind of witch hut little shack vibe while still staying in the style of the city, and I think this achieves that perfectly. It certainly feels very witchy with the potions and brewing stands, even the netherwort farm in the back, and its small footprint definitely gives a similar impression to a witch hut, even if it is slightly expanded. So overall, I am very happy with how this came out. But this hut isn't the only thing we want to do today. I really want to do the details for this whole section. From the hut all the way around the back of the inn and the bar, I want to get this whole place spruced up and looking alive. So let's get to work. Now isn't that looking so much better? I mean, it currently looks a little strange with the snowy grassy hills directly behind it, but that is all going to be covered up by the walls of the next tier, so if we try and ignore that for a moment, this corner is now feeling so much more alive. To start things off, we've got the cheap outdoor stables for people who don't have much money, swiftly followed by the much more exclusive covered stables where the richer clientele can safely stow their steed while staying in the inn next door, and I do eventually want to bring some horses over, maybe a donkey as well to change things up, and have them in these stables, because that way we can get some more movement and it's also more obvious exactly what you're looking at. But I think that's probably an adventure for another day. Although I have a feeling that now we have Gasper, it may be a little easier than before to actually move the horses over here, so that is very reassuring. And then, as we turn the corner, we have the alley behind the inn and the bar, and I was trying to think of some different little points of interest that we can add to give the area some flavour. I mean, we've got the obvious hay for horses, stacks of barrels for storage, and rubbish bags that haven't been collected yet, but I knew I also wanted a few more significant places. So we have things like this well, which I think is probably a little disused these days, but it's always helpful to have as a backup. We also have this little campfire seating area where workers from both establishments can come out, take a break and enjoy time away from their work. But then we have probably my favourite bit of this area. So bearing in mind that this one block gap here will be filled in with the wall, this is a little disguised entrance to a farm that will be hidden inside the wall. Why do they have a secret farm? My guess is that the prices at the farm store we're planning on building down the other end of Lower Town has started to get a little too greedy and have been inflating their prices since they basically have a monopoly on the farming industry. So what are two businesses to do but band together and create a clandestine little production of their own? And I just really like this space. The cobblestone makes it feel very rough and dug out by hand, the mishmash of crops gives a sense of chaos, and the bits of grass and stuff really makes it feel very rushed and unprofessional. Plus, the firefly bush in the middle gives some lovely little particles, which I think adds a lot to the space. But outside of some other little bits of detail and lesser used paths, that is everything, and I am so happy with how it came out. The only real shame is the fact that the lack of the back wall makes all the details a little bit harder to take in. And that is why next episode we are going to knuckle down and get some of the actual structure of the town together. I want to build the walls for the bottom two layers so we can see all of Lower Town without the rough terrain behind it, and I also want to finally make the main path through Lower Town because I keep referencing it and it will be much better if we can actually see it instead. Plus, as long as we have time, I also want to add a proper little centerpiece to Lower Town and overall just keep the ball rolling. I really hope you guys are liking how this project is going. I'm just having so much fun with it and I can't wait for next episode when we will finally get a proper sense of the place we're working in. But until then, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day and I'll see you next time. Bye!